And welcome to the channel. Hello. We're going down to a meeting, so it is somewhere about 5 to. God, that sun's bright. 1. Right, so back on Facebook there, we're still battling it out. So we're talking about civil liberties. Well, so basically, this guy's using this argument that bike lanes are he's arguing that bike lanes are well, there's a woman arguing as well, but she's saying that we have to pay for things even though we don't use them. So the analogy being like she says that she doesn't need the NHS, right? So she's paying for it with her taxes and things, right? So she's saying the argument that we have to pay for bike lanes even though we don't use the bike lanes. So my argument that they're a waste of money, and they're a waste of my money, as in the taxpayers' money, right? Public money, right? So the argument. So what we've rebutted that, and it's basically the same argument with the guy as well, which is that you will need the NHS. You know, she says she doesn't need it. It's like, I don't know how old she is. She'll need it. Everybody needs the NHS. You know, and you got your pension as well. So that's why you have to pay for schools to educate children, even though, like she said, she doesn't have any children, but she has to pay for schools. So she used 2 examples, the NHS and schools. So that we all have to pay for schools and we all have to pay for NHS. But that doesn't mean to say we have to pay for bike lanes that are in the middle of this road, right? They're actually in this road, the A9. Yeah, they are, yeah, because we had. They're in the road. So that is theft. It's theft. So paying for the NHS is not theft. Paying for education is not theft. But paying for a bike lane is theft. Well, not only the fact you're paying for it, it's stolen your road. So it means that the road that you were using has now got half of it is been taken up by a bike lane, right? So it's not. So we sort of battered her off on him as well. He was still arguing about smoking and seatbelts. So they made seatbelts law, and they made like smoking. I remember I used to work with this guy, and I'm not a smoker, so he used to smoke. And it used to annoy me. I had to sit and I was driving, and I had to breathe in all his smoke. You know, and you know, so that's something that has changed the last few years. Smoking, it's antisocial, so you have to go and smoke somewhere, and in many cases you have to get completely away from the building. Well, you have. What do you mean, many cases? You have to get away from the building and smoke in a public street. I don't even know if that's well. Yeah, I suppose it must be. Like the building that I'm going to right now, you're not allowed to smoke in it. And they go and smoke, they have to go like away from the building. So yeah, so you know that it's not fair that I would have to get lung cancer, is it? Because but forcing me, well, this is right. We're getting to it now. Sorry, I'm rambling on here, but we're getting to democracy. We should have the right. I should have the right. Well, the right to choose how I'd travel to this meeting, right? So I could walk. I could get the bus. I could use a bicycle. I could get a taxi. Well, you're talking. I could drive, right? Use motor transport. So I don't have to. So that's a choice. But when they take your road away from you, like, so they dig up the road. Here, there's a prime example right here. put a bike lane right in front of that railway station, and that's totally inappropriate. And then the crucial argument is that, the one that they can't really win, is that 90% of the population don't agree with them. And right now, how many people are on the bike lane? You know what I mean? People say that all the time, but it's true that yeah, you're going to get the odd cyclist. And we're in a university town. The universities are, not open at the moment. So basically, we're talking about choice, and we're talking about commerce. We're talking about using the roads that we pay for. We've got a right to have them and use them, and we can't have them taken away from us for a tiny minority of people. They could be cycling along the A9 they do at the A9 at Causeway Head, for example. They don't like the bike lane. They don't use it. The sort of lycra type people will not go on that bike lane because it's awkward, it's unsuitable, it doesn't suit them. So they've spent billions on that bike lane, and the cyclists don't like it. So you got even smaller percentage. You got a small percentage of cyclists. You got an even smaller percentage. And yeah, I get it that the children will use it. But then is it really worth spending billions to change the road infrastructure for the odd child that's going to cycle along there on a bike? Well, no, it's not. So that's really where we were with that, and that's what we were going on about. And there's more to it, but that's all I can remember off the top of my head. So I'm going to go in here. There was a bit of friction the last time, so I'm going to keep myself really low key and keep quiet. I don't want to get involved in any upset with anything. No, none at all. We don't want to be doing that, do we? No. So if you kind of overreact to people, like not arguing with them is ideal, and that's what I've managed, but actually storming out, slamming doors is actually not a good idea either. So you don't really want to be doing that. You need to do everything peacefully. So you need to keep your head, ignore. Right, so thanks for watching. We'll get it over a wee bit in case there's a few of them turn up.